Hi students, it's Julia here again with video number 2 for summer strings to keep you playing through the summer. Don't forget to be looking at your strings basic book. I'm hoping that you're going to be working your way through a couple of pages a day, just doing the small exercises. By now you should have learned all the notes in the D major scale. Turn to page 13 and look at number 53. And we are going to play the D major scale. It's the same finger pattern on both strings. Watch this. Before we actually play it in the rhythm that they have it written, I want to show you play the open D. First finger is E. A high 2 or a third finger if you're a cellist gives you the F sharp. Third finger violins and violas, or fourth for cellos gives you G. Go to the open A, put down the first finger for B, a high second finger gives you C sharp, cellos, that's your third finger, third finger gives you D. Let's go down, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. So think of your fingers as being like this. The second finger is friends with the third finger. There's a gap between your first and second finger, okay? Watch my fingers again and I'll play what's written in number 53. D, 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 E, E, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G, G, go to the other string, open A, B, B, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, D, that's a tongue twister, D, let's go down, second line, D, 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 C sharp, B, 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 A, G, 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 F sharp, E, 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 D, D. So, open 1, high 2, 3 on both strings. If you're a cellist, open 1, 3, 4. I'm going to play the cello when we go on to the G major scale. For now, I'm using my violin. Now notice that my fingers are staying curled over the fingerboard. When I play, I don't have my fingers doing this, taking it in turns to rise up high. They just stay poised, ready to go down. And my fingernails are fairly short on this left hand, right? They can be longer on the right hand, but if they're going to sit nicely on the fingerboard, they shouldn't have long nails. That'll affect your sound. Turn to page 22 to Ode to Joy. This is a famous Beethoven song. Let me play it for you. Second line. This whole piece is only played on the D string with the occasional A, and you can play that as an open string. Violins, violas, you may see they've marked the A with a 4. That means you could play it with the fourth finger. We'll talk more about using the fourth finger in another video, but for today, you can play the open string. Let me play through and say the note names in case you need some help. F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, D, E, F That's the first 4 measures. I'm going a little fast. You can rewind and listen again. Here's measure number 5, moving on. F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, E, F sharp, E, D. Take the second line now, starting with that E, down bow, first finger down, E, F sharp, D, E, G, F sharp, D, E, G, F sharp, E, D, E, A, there's your open A, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D, E, F sharp, E, D. Any D in this piece is an open string D. Any E has 1 finger down on the D string. The F sharp is a high 2 on the G string, on the D string, forgive me. G's, 3 fingers on the D string. And today, the A is always played as an open A. Feel free to make some notes, write some in, but if you feel like you know your notes, leave a few out so that your eye has to look and remember. Scroll back through your book. At the top of every page, they're teaching you a different note, and you should take a look step by step at the top of each page so that you learn those thoroughly. There are many pieces in this book in the D major scale. Let me pick up the cello and we'll move on to the Old Castle. We played the Old Castle in the classroom. This is in G major. Let's play the G major scale. You will find that on page 27, number 125. I have stickers on my cello to help me. Guess what? It's the same fingering as the D major scale, but you're starting on the G major scale, on the G string. So open G, 1 is A, 3 is B, 4 fingers is C, open D, 1 finger is E, 3 fingers is F sharp, and the G. Let's play it again. Often it's a great way to have your fingers remember where to land to play each note. The Old Castle, we have played this in the classroom. It's not in your book. If you need a copy, take a look at the same spot you found this video and you should find the PDFs of this music for each instrument, cello, viola and violin. I'm moving straight on. I made a mistake, sorry. And then the accompanying piano plays a G to finish the song off. Let's look at the notes. I didn't play any of the repeats there, remember? G, G, E, D, E, D, A. G, G, E, D, E, D, A. D, D, G, G, D, E, D. D, D, G, G, D, E, D, G, G, D, E, D, finish with the G. So this song covers more strings than Ode to Joy because we're playing the D string, the A string, and the G string. But we don't use our second finger. The fingering is a little bit simpler. You just need for cellos your fourth and first finger. For violins and violas, your third and first finger for that G. Okay? I hope this is helpful. In video number 3, we're going to be looking at slurs and tackling some new songs. Replay this video if you need help and want to go back and hear what I did again. Take a look again at your book and at the String Basic app, which is super helpful. Keep playing, you're doing a great job.